When you're working in AutoCAD, you do all of your design work here in the Model tab. And in the Model tab, you work full size. Now, this particular drawing I'm working on is being done to European millimeters. So when you measure anything in this drawing, it will be in millimeters. So for example, I could go up here to the Home tab on the ribbon, go to the Utilities panel right here, and there's a measure tool. So I can measure a distance. So if I click on distance now, it will prompt me to specify the first point that I want to measure from. So I might use, for example, the end point of the window there and go across to the other end point of the window there and click, and that tells me that that distance is 2250, 2250 millimeters or 2.25 meters. I just click on exit there on the sub menu, and that command is then cancelled out, but it allows me to measure distance. And you'll notice there on the command line, it prompts me with that distance as well. Very useful to utilize those utilities, the measure tool, for example. Let's get back to the model now. That's where you do all of your design, full size, in whatever units you're using. So I'm using millimeters. But your layout tabs, notice they've been renamed. If I go to GA1, that shows me a layout now with a title block. There's the name of the company, CAD Gorilla. There's the name, my drawing. That title isn't really that explanatory, but basically it's in there as an example right now. So let's have a look now at what these layouts do. You'll notice there's a blue line there. That's a viewport, and we'll cover that in other exercises within this section of the course. But what it gives you, that viewport, is a scaled view of what you've got full size in the model. So GA1 there is giving me my general arrangement 1. I can right click on that and I can rename that if I want to. You'll notice there. So GA1 could be renamed. I don't need to rename it, so I'll just press enter. Let's have a look at the door arrangement layout. Again, there's a blue viewport there, but it's a different view. It's my door arrangement of the two doors as you come into the building. Again, I can right click there and I can rename that layout instead of it being layout 2, for example. So, model, can you rename the model tab? Let's go back to model, right click. Notice you cannot rename or delete or move or copy that tab there at all. You can't do that. Now you will have noticed there as well that the menu has gone slightly off the screen. Don't worry, it looks exactly the same as the menu on the other tabs. That's purely because I've got my pointer down here at the bottom of the screen. It's no problem at all. I can just hit escape there, and if I right click again, you'll see it goes off the bottom of the screen again. All depends on your screen resolution, so don't worry if that happens to you. It's not a problem. AutoCAD will automatically place the menu on the screen depending on your resolution. I'll just hit escape there to cancel that. So that's your model tab. You do everything full size in the model tab. Model space is actually infinite as well. So there's no problem there with size. I've got a small building here. It could be a football stadium or an Olympic stadium, for example. It doesn't matter. You draw everything full size and then you scale it in the viewports in your layouts like so. Now you'll notice something else. When I click on model here and look down here on the status bar, it tells me it's in the model space. If I go to GA1, it tells me I'm in a thing called paper space. Older versions of AutoCAD, we used to work in model space and paper space. Paper space was where you did your paper drawing, your title block, and your name of your drawing, and perhaps the company you work for example. So that's all that's telling you there. I can toggle there. If I click there, you'll notice, look, it goes to model, but it activates the viewport. If I click on it again, it goes back to paper, and it deactivates the viewport. We'll look at viewports in a bit more detail in one of the other exercises in this section. But that covers your model tab there, and your layout tabs, GA1 and the door arrangement there. Let's just go back to model because that's where we'll be doing our design work. So that covers your model and layouts in AutoCAD 2011. It's very simple to remember. Model, you're working on your model, your design. Layouts, you're showing people how you want that to be laid out. That's an easy aid memoir there to help you remember exactly what they're for.